Hi there. As an educator, I love hands-on things. And so I try to encourage others to do the same thing when it comes to Black history. Have things hands-on for your students. And it's a good thing for them to bring something in so they can hold it and touch it, and then they will remember. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the telephone. Lewis Lattimore, see the phone? Now this has buttons, but the original phone at this point, you use to turn it. But it's made like the original phone. This is just a modern style. But Lewis Lattimore helped Alexander Graham Bell with the telephone in 1800s. And so when you bring a phone in, because a lot of children be like, I ain't never seen a phone before. Well, here's a phone. This is how we used to pick it up. Not the cell phone, but we will pick it up, dial somebody, and call. Hey, girl, how you doing? What would you say? This is how we used to use the phone. Now we just have these cell phones, and a lot of children don't even know anything about this phone. But this was the original phone. And we hang up, or these little buttons here. When you get mad at somebody, you just push that and say, I don't know how I got disconnected, but that's how our phone used to be back in the day. Lewis Lattimore, he helped Graham Bell, and that's how you get like Cincinnati Bell, the Bell Company, stuff like that. And back in those days, you had a lot of Black inventors that they was not allowed to patent their stuff, and if they was allowed to patent their stuff, they wasn't allowed to have the recognition. And so we have our next person. If you see at the top there, you see the train, right? So the next person is the real McCoy, aka Elijah McCoy. And here go part of my train. And Elijah McCoy, even though trains was out before, they used to put coil and they would go all different kind of places. But here go my choo train. Choo choo, choo 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 choo. Choo choo, choo 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 choo. Choo choo, choo 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 choo. Choo choo. So here go my train. And what he did, Elijah McCoy did, instead of putting coal in the train, he made it a steam engine, which was a little bit safer. It wasn't as much safe, but it was a little bit safer than what they was doing. And so when he did that, they called him the real McCoy, the real McCoy. Let's go to the next person. The next person we hear all the time, George Washington Carver, how he was in charge making peanut butter. This is my favorite peanut butter, Jif. Oh my goodness. And he took soybeans and all different kind of beans to make shampoo and lotion and all different kind of stuff. So when you do Black History, have something for the children to touch, especially preschool and elementary. They like to touch stuff. They like to see stuff. And then you can have the peanut butter in there and have some celery and raisins and do the ants on the keep marching on and stuff like that. Make Black History creative, hands-on, creative, because then they will remember it. Okay? So that's what I do. I like to do hands-on stuff. And then our next person is the ironing board. I have a small ironing board here. I don't think people use ironing boards anymore. They probably just use their bed. But this is an ironing board. Sarah Marshall Boone invented the ironing board in 1892. So this is what an ironing board looks like. And you have your little padding on here and you iron your clothes. You iron your clothes. Because a lot of people don't, we now these days, we just get clothes that's wrinkle free. But you put your clothes on it and we just iron the clothes. But Sarah Boone, she made the ironing board so you can iron your clothes. But children, they need to have that so they can know how real things were. So it's okay to get them a little small ironing board, have it in a little area, and let them practice because it goes in their head and they will remember it better. Okay. The next person we have is Paul B. Downing. He invented the mailbox. So you can actually have them make a mailbox in your classroom. Look, I'm trying to put it over here. You can have them make a mailbox in their classroom. I use just a regular box and I design it. And what I did, I had my students do the same thing, have a box and have them design it. And you put U.S. mail. And what you can do is they can write letters to each other. And see the opening right here? They could put the mail in there. So get them some sensitivity of what a mailbox kind of, is. And that's good for them. And I'm telling you, when I did this in my classroom, the children loved it. They love sitting down, creating their own little letters, writing to each other, writing to their parents, writing to their friends, and then they put in the mailbox. And then you have somebody who is the mailman, or the mail carrier to come and get the mail out. And hopefully they know how to read. They can give that mail to the next person. Make Black History creative. And so our next thing that we're going to talk about is the first Black biologist. See my little butterfly? You can have each student bring something in, a toy animal, stuffed animal, anything. It could be a dinosaur, whatever. But you can have them bring something in to the classroom. See my butterfly? She's just beautiful, isn't she? And one thing about a biologist, they study the earth and all living things. And so you could talk about that because I know sometimes we say, well, that's too hard for children to understand. They can't comprehend it, but they can comprehend life. They can comprehend that there are things that move, and they look at the little bugs and insects and they see the butterflies. And you could say this person studies how people live. It studies life. So make Black History fun. Something that children can touch. See? They touch this, then they say, oh, okay. That's what you're talking about. Don't let Black History be so boring. They be like, oh, Lord, here we go again. But invite them in. Invite them into the project. Invite them in and give a list out and say, these are the people that we're going to study. Who can bring what? And have them bring it in. Make sure you get in touch with the parents and have them bring it in, and you can have a little show and everything, and they can present it. Tell show and tell. I don't know if people still have show and tell, but we used to have show and tell, and children love to stand in front and talk about what they brought in. Make education fun. Make learning fun. I like fun. I do. I like to have fun. So make education fun. I hope you enjoy yourself. And I'm just letting you know, learning can be fun. Thank you for joining me today, and I hope you make Black History fun.